Hello, beautiful people. I've had a real mixture this week in terms of weather. I've had a little bit of chilliness, but then quite a lot of nice warm weather. And then one day that randomly got up to 23 degrees. I left the house and it was about 6 degrees. And then when I came home, it was 23 degrees. So cold in the morning, really warm in the evening, really difficult to dress for. And again, like I said before, kind of difficult to choose perfumes for. But I wore some of my absolute favorites this week. In fact, four that I really consider to be some of my absolute all-time faves. Let's start with this one. Oh, I've had three compliments. Just three? Yeah, I've had three compliments this week on three different perfumes. So, and only two of them were from my husband, which means one of them was from a not inside my own home person. Oh, I love this. Lanvin Modern Princess, even though you can't, the Lanvin rubbed off long ago. This is, what size is this bottle? Is this a 30 ml? So yeah, I wonder if I'll finish this before the end of the year. That'll be interesting because I already have a craving to wear this again. This is the original Modern Princess. I have a backup bottle of this because for a little while, this just suddenly kind of disappeared and I couldn't find it anywhere. And I was really scared that it was being discontinued. I think it's just one of those things where they just ran out and it took them a while to make some more because it's not hard to find anymore. But I bought myself a 100 ml bottle for like a good price as a backup because I was scared. I was like, I can't be without it. This is just this is the perfect time of year for it because this has a thick, musky quality to it, even though it's a very light, slightly fruity, what I would call a fruity musk perfume. Um, and spring is the perfect time for this. I kind of like it in autumn as well. You can wear it in summer, but sometimes in summer, the thicker musks just are too much for me. And this is that kind of slightly bar soapy feeling musk. So it has that classic Lanvin thick musk that you get in Jeanne and you get it in Oxygen and you've got it in this one. Oh, I just loved this. It really hit so hard. Like it was so good. I wore it on Saturday. I couldn't get enough of myself in it. It lasted for hours and hours and hours. And I have the same thing with Jeanne from Lanvin. They are kind of slightly subtle, small scent bubbles. They're not like overwhelming at all, but they really, really last well. So they're kind of really good for people like me who are fussy and don't want to wear strong perfumes, or if you want to work, oh, you don't want to work, but if you work somewhere where you can't wear strong perfumes, if you're in an office, this is the perfect kind of perfume because you will smell it on yourself all day. People will smell it when they're really close to you, but otherwise, you're not going to be like invading people's spaces. And this is truly glorious. It's a red apple perfume, which I love. I don't get along very well with green apple in perfumes, but I love red apple in perfumes. So this is red apple, red currant in the top, mid notes of freesia and jasmine, base notes vanilla orchid, white musk, and white woods. Mm, 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 mm. I just I can't get enough of it. My husband really likes this. He loves a fruity musk. He said he did this thing with both of the ones that he complimented actually, and they are both proper Damon perfumes, both fruity musks, fruity floral musks really, but I call them fruity musks. He sniffed me and went, mmm. That's the way he does it. Oh, I'm trying out I've got some new microphones because Damon and I made a video and I'm not entirely sure that they're great unless they're both being used at the same time, but I'm seeing how this goes. It's kind of heavier, so it's moving around a bit more. I hope it doesn't keep going in and out. We'll see. Anyway, Lanvin Modern Princess, the original. It's entirely delicious. I love it. It's just such an easy reach. So that one, it was such a winner. It was definitely one of those ones where I just wanted to keep smelling myself. It's so delicious. So yeah, there was that. What have I got on here next? Oh, this is the one that I got a compliment at work. So, ah, I mean, I feel like Burberry Brit is just one of my favorite profiles, I think. I can't remember if I had this in my. I have a feeling that I swapped this out for Donna Aqua in my 20 for Life, but if I'm being true to myself, this is definitely one of my lifetime perfumes, but I think I said in that I've probably got at least 30 perfumes that I never want to be without, and this is one of them. This is one of them. This is the EDT formulation, because the EDP I find a little bit too heavy for warmer weather. But I do find myself having to spray a lot of this, so I'm like, I bought this from new, and I've only worn it maybe 3 times, and I've already got that much of a dent in it. This is a 50 ml. I feel like I could easily have 100 ml of this one, and I don't feel like that about many perfumes anymore. But I think this is one I feel like because it's an EDT, it is relatively light, but I love it so much I want to respray it all the time. I reckon I probably reapplied this maybe 3 times throughout the day. And then a colleague of mine, I think the day after, she said, "What were you wearing yesterday? Because it smelled amazing." Oh, let me get the notes. I'm just talking about it because it just sends me into raptures. So good. I can understand that some people don't like the Burberry Brit profile because it is a little bit unusual. And this is one where I got my husband to smell it because well, I won't give too much away about the video we made because you'll see it. I think it's coming out. I think I've got it lined up for next week. But I put this one in there, and he prefers the EDP to this one. But I got him to smell me, and he was like, "Oh yeah, it's nice," but it wasn't like, it's not musky. That's the thing. Like, if it's not musky, he's a little bit like, most of the time. So green almond, lime, pear, and lemongrass in the top. Mid notes of almond, sugar, and peony. Base notes vanilla, mahogany, and amber. It's more zesty, more lime than the original. So the vanilla isn't as strong. The almond is still there. Like, the almond's still super obvious to me, and the pear is obvious, but it's much more kind of sugary sweet than it is vanilla sweet. This one, I think. You still got vanilla, but it's nowhere near as vanillic as the EDP, in my humble opinion, but same profile. And then you have the lemongrass in this one, which gives it a slightly strange herbaceous smell, which I kind of like. Herbaceous, maybe. It is a kind of aromatic, but it's also sort of citrusy and bitter. I like lemongrass, but it is quite an unusual kind of scent. Maybe, I don't know if I want to say soapy. Let's see. No, I mean, I feel like this still has a real gourmand element to it, but maybe it's got a little bit more of floral than the original. But I mean, honestly, fully interchangeable depending on the time of the year. Like, so this is just what I'm going to wear now. It's warm. So lush. I have absolutely zero regrets. And it's mad because I did have a 100 ml bottle of this. And I totally decided when I had the original Brit, I was like, I don't need to keep it. So I sold it on, and I sold it for like hardly any money at all. Like, I think I maybe managed to get a 100 ml bottle from Notino for about £16 or something like that. And then I probably sold it for a tenner. So this 50 ml cost me more than that to get it back into my collection, which is why now I tend to hold on to things for a little bit longer unless I absolutely hate them. Okay, so another pear perfume. Wore this one. I think I wore this one on Saturday, and then this one on Sunday. Oh, another absolute love. I mean, oh, I'm literally obsessed. These 3 perfumes up here, obsessed. This is Mon Guerlain, and this one is Reflecting, but it's the Sparkling Bouquet. So this is the one that I think of now as my like spring Mon Guerlain. It's a delicious, light, airy, fruity, slightly soapy version of the original. So you do still have a little thread of that DNA of the original Mon Guerlain, like running through it. But there's loads of juicy pear in this, and then there's quite a lot of the peony and a little bit of the jasmine, which is giving it a kind of soapy feel and a muskiness here when it dries down. But it starts off being very juicy, fruity. So you've got pear, bergamot, and mandarin orange in the top, and then the mid notes are lavender, peony, jasmine, sambac. Base notes Tahitian vanilla, white musk, and sandalwood. So I have the Mon Guerlain in the Bloom of Rose, the EDT specifically. And that's the one I think of as my summer one. Like, I actually have that with my summer perfumes now because I don't like that at any other time of the year because it's a bit too crisp and a bit too dry. It does have a sweetness, but there's definitely something about that that for me works in summer and doesn't work for me so well the rest of the year. This one I could wear in summer, but it would start to lean a bit sweet in the hotter weather. So it's so perfect for spring. Oh, I'm in love. I'm in love. Love, love, love. These are like, well, I mean, 10 out of 10. 9 out of 10 only because I like the EDP best. 9 out of 10 again only because I like the EDP best. But really high on my list. These, absolutely adore them. Love wearing them. A pure pleasure to wear them. What order am I going to go in here? Let's do this one because let's stick with the obsessed and all have something of a crossover in the way that they feel to wear. This is the other one that my husband was like, he literally kissed my hand and then went back to smell and went, what are you wearing? He loves this one. He's picked this out before in one of our other videos as being like his favorite. He also said he would happily wear this one. And I do think there is something slightly unisex about it, even though it's kind of, it's sexy and it does have a feminine edge to it. But I think you could easily describe this as having a slight unisex feel. So this is my beloved Guess Dare, another one that I've made a real hefty dent in. This is a 50ml bottle. I have another 50ml bottle of this because I managed to get this for such a good price because they're tester bottles, which is why it's got a Ted Baker lid on it and not the original Guess one. Another perfume I'd happily have 100ml of, but it was cheaper for me to buy two 50mls because I think I got this for about £6 something from Direct Cosmetics back in the day. I mean, it's super affordable anyway though, but this is another fruity floral musk. Oh, it has the same kind of Lanvin-y that I always think of it as a Lanvin musk now, but some of the musks in Lanvin, the more recent ones, are kind of screechy and more like less bar soapy, but this is another bar soapy musk. Kumquat, pear blossom, lemon blossom in the top, mid nose cactus flower, jasmine and wild rose, base notes musk, woody notes and coconut. I don't get coconut from it, but I think it just makes it a little bit more creamy, and that's probably helping the musk to go soapy. I do get the kumquat. It's a very specific smell that I really love. I don't really know what cactus flower smells like, but I wonder if that's that with the woody notes maybe is what makes this smell ever so slightly unisex and therefore kind of like sexy in this kind of slightly more androgynous way. But it's very blossomy. It smells like spring flowers to me. It has some crossovers with, what's it called? My Starfruit and White Flowers from 4711, the Aqua Colonia. My husband has a Aqua Colonia that's kumquat and I think it's kumquat and myrrh. And so it has a very similar kumquat note to that. It's just a joy to wear and I love wearing this. It's another one that doesn't have like a massive scent bubble around it, but it lasts for like a long time on me. I mean, these, what an absolute beauty of a week. They just smell so good. Wondering if this liquid will look nicer if I'm just, I don't know. It's kind of all got a tonality going on, hasn't it? It's like a certain feel happening here. Oh, just spectacular. Yeah, I'm pulling them all forward so they don't get too shadowy. Beautiful. Look at that. Love it. All right. Can you tell how much I loved these? Like I was, these are the kind of perfumes where every time I smell myself, I go, you know, so absolute favourites. Now, next up, we've got some stuff that's not quite so favourite, but is still awesome. So I broke this one out on Friday because it was so warm. It was such a beautiful spring day. I was like, now is the time to get floral. So this one, how loud is my sniffing sound now on this new microphone? This is Matsu. This is from Masaki Paris. I don't know if I'm saying that. I think the brand is called Masaki Matsushima. Beautiful lilac perfume. I don't think they make this anymore. I got mine on eBay, so you can probably still get it on there, and it was new. It was all like wrapped up. So worth looking on there, but also, to be honest, and if you want something that's going to last slightly longer than this, but smells very similar, this is very similar to Drop to Issy by Issey Miyake. So this perfume actually came out before a Drop to Issy, but it's got some very similar notes. So if I just read the notes, this is peach, pink pepper, and rose in the top, mid notes of lilac, wisteria, star jasmine, and orange blossom, base notes musk, almond, and sandalwood. And I would say Drop to Issy smells very similar. It's a little that one's a little bit more soapy. It has ambroxan in it, which is why I had to declutter that and why I bought this to replace that one. Um, but Drop to Issy is very strong and it lasts all day. It clings to the skin forever. Um, and it doesn't have the kind of slightly fruity touch that this one has in the top. When you spray this one out, you do get a sense of that peach in the top, but in the main, once you're wearing it, this is a slightly soapy lilac, wisteria, musky, floral, powdery scent. It's so pretty. Again, I think Drop to Issy is probably a little bit more powdery, but it's beautiful. And I just, I feel very ladylike again in this. I really like this one. In terms of like a lilac-y wisteria perfume, this is amazing, but it doesn't beat out Mediterranean for me. Mediterranean's much fruitier. It's got this kind of area aquatic feel. It's still a bit powdery though. But I think this is a much purer floral smell. It smells more springtime to me than Mediterranean. Mediterranean I can wear literally any time of the year, but Matsu is a very spring floral for me, and it's very lovely. So yeah, I wore that one on Friday and I really enjoyed it. It's not like a deep love like these ones, but it is gorgeous. That's more like a 7 out of 10. And this is probably a 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, like I said, and then like 9 out of 10. I've started doing that, and I think that's part of my decluttering process now, is I'm like looking at my perfumes and thinking what I would give them out of 10. And I feel like anything that's like 5 out of 10 or below, I'm just going to declutter eventually. I think that's probably how I'm going about things. So another one that I wore because I wanted something a little bit more spring-like and a little bit of floral, but it was not like super warm on the day I wore this. So I also wanted something a bit sweet. This is sweet. It's beautiful. I hate the color of the liquid, not because, I mean, I think it looks cool, but I was wearing a like a kind of nude coloured shirt, so I had to be really careful not to get this anywhere near it. So this is Molton Brown. This is Blossoming Honeysuckle and White Tea. I'll just put that one there for now. You can see, I mean, this is a dangerous colour to get near any kind of pale fabric. But because it's an eau de toilette, it doesn't last for a particularly long time. So I do have to reapply it quite a lot. And if it could be sprayed on clothing, it would last so much better, in my opinion. I mean, can I tell it's honeysuckle? I kind of can. It has that lovely, like honey floral smell, but I think it also kind of just smells like there's literal honey in this. The actual notes say bergamot, mandarin orange, in the top, middle notes of honeysuckle, jasmine, and white tea, base notes vanilla, sandalwood, and heliotrope. But the vanilla is coming across more like actual honey to me, like in the sweetness here. And it's very citrusy, and the citrus is definitely last. There's a slightly nose tingly citrus going on here. A slight kind of aromatic feel from the tea, but overall it's just kind of a slightly floral citrus honey smell to me. And it's really beautiful. It's perfect for spring. I don't think they make it anymore, but I do see it quite often on eBay, so it's definitely worth looking out for if you like the sound of that, because I do think it's very pretty. More of like a 7, I reckon. Maybe a 6 because of the color. I keep smelling this from the bottle and being like, there's something not gelling with me here. And I finally forced myself to wear it. And I did feel like I had to force myself to wear this. I wasn't like, I was kind of excited to wear it because I wanted to be testing it, because I bought this and then haven't worn it. I bought it ages ago. but I don't love it, and it's a limited edition, so I feel like I should pass this on. I might take like a tiny decant. So this is Sultana, otherwise known as Sultana of Soap from Lush. This is from the Community Perfumes, so it's a limited edition. And some people, a lot of people, because I was looking on for Fragrantica, a lot of people absolutely love this and are so gutted they missed it. And I don't love this. Looking at the notes, I should really love it, but there's something about it that doesn't quite work for or on me. Um, let's have a little look here. So it says bergamot, blackberry, dried fruits, and olibanum. Now, I can kind of see the olibanum thing because this does have echoes of one of the perfumes I do love from Lush, which is Shade, and that one is like sandalwood and olibanum, also like lavender and all kinds of things going on in that one, tonka. But this one, and I really like dried fruits, but I think there's something about the fruits here that are a little too sharp for me, mixed with the olibanum and something that almost feels a little bit, it's like a little bit soapy as it's supposed to be, but it's not like creamy, musky, soapy like these. It's more like a little bit shampooey. It's a little bit more detergent soapy to me, which I just can't get along with. And it just, I don't think it suits me. And it doesn't smell like massively different from the bottle than it does on my skin, but I just can't quite get into Sultana. And I think someone else is going to give this the love that I can't give it. So I think realistically, I think I'm just going to take like a small spray, like one of my little 1 or 2 ml bottle things, just so I remember what it smells like. And then I'm probably going to pass this on because I'm not going to reach for this. Like, I like the soap, but I don't like how this smells on me. Oh, I didn't have time this week, but I will try to see to go to Lush and see if they've got the Hello Kitty collection, because they've got a perfume. It's not an original one really. It's a mixture of two of their perfumes, a mixture of Snow Fairy, which I like, and a mixture of Milky Bath, which I'm not mad for, but be quite interested to see what they smell like together. So I might go and test that like whenever I get a chance. I think it's probably not going to be one that I'd want to buy, but I might be proved wrong. We shall see. Now, I saw this a few times online when I was looking for wild musk stuff, and I finally it's always out of order. That's not what I'm trying to say. It's always out of stock. So I put a little reminder to say when it was going to be available again. And I just bought it because I wanted to see what it was like. So this is a perfume from a company called, oh God, all right, let me just show you the box. This is from, what the hell does that even say? Delicad. Okay, so it's from Delicad and it's called Musk Musk. So this is the box, which as you can see got absolutely mullered on its way to me and mashed up. So this is the box. That's what it looks like. Musk Musk from Delicad. This, what is this? A 5 ml bottle. Now, whenever I see a bottle that looks like this one, I always think, oh my God, has someone brought back the wild musk oil? So I had to try it. I think it was about £15, so not the most bargainous, but I wanted to try it. So Delicad Musk Musk, this is what the bottle looks like. This bottle happens to be empty because it leaked so badly once I'd taken the stopper thing out, so it had just like a little plastic thing to stop it leaking in transit. But once I took it out, it was an absolute nightmare. So I had to put it in something else. So I've got it in I would have put it in a rollerball anyway because it didn't come with a rollerball. So I just put it in a little rollerball. You can see it's kind of a clear liquid. This is not wild musk. It definitely has that similar kind of Egyptian-y musk. It definitely has still that kind of musk. It smells unisex to me, this one. It doesn't quite smell like the Kiehl's musk, but it is a little bit more like that one than wild musk. Certainly in the top, but then the more it dries down, the more you get something a little bit closer to wild musk, but not quite wild musk. But this is way more citrusy, like super citrusy in the top. Almost smells like a cleaning product. but also weirdly kind of smells like Coca-Cola. So it smells like a very citrusy Coca-Cola musk. Is how I would describe this one. I think the more it dries down, the more it smells spicy and a tiny bit like wild musk. So it's almost, if you can imagine, a very, very citrusy cola perfume. And then something a bit like A Lovely Summer by Sarah Jessica Parker, which smells a bit like wild musk, but much more spicy. Um, so the notes they've listed for this one, it's not on for Grand Crown, unfortunately. It's top notes of lavender, bergamot, Sicilian lemon. The body note, rose, carnation, and geranium. And then the base note, musk, amber, vanilla, sandalwood, and tonka bean. The amber is strong here, much stronger than in wild musk. But yeah, I was trying to work out what it was making me think of, and then I realised, because it's literally all over my room, anywhere I put this down, it's everywhere. I had to clean up so much oil. Yeah, it's kind of a bit Coca-Cola in a strange way. So yeah, that's Musk Musk by Delicad, not a replacement for Wild Musk, sadly, but still quite a fun little oil. I mean, I would not recommend it over Skin Musk. Skin Musk is always going to win over this one, and probably Jovan Musk as well, but you know, it's kind of fun. Yeah, I can smell it everywhere. It's all over it's basically all over the flat. And then, last but not least, I'm going to put this thing down because this is what I use to hold this now. Because the last time I wore this, I was like, I'd forgotten how nice this is, and I put it in my display to remind myself that I had it. Very pretty. I wore this. I had a dinner date with my friend, and I always tend to wear kind of slightly more grown up, musky, clean floral perfumes when I see her for some reason. I feel like, I don't know, that slightly more mature, but really pretty. Like I like wearing Pure Poison, that kind of thing when I go out for dinners. But this is 212 by Carolina Herrera. I just wanted something to stop it going everywhere. This one, yeah, this one will do for now. So 212 is a classic kind of 90s banger. It's a beautiful perfume. It's white floral, like a clean, musky, creamy white floral that smells like a white bar soap. It smells like it's probably one of my purest white bar soap smelling perfumes. It doesn't smell like I wouldn't look at this and go, oh yes, that's an orange blossom perfume, or it's a lily perfume, or it's a a fruity perfume. Like this would be an apple soap, and this would be a pear soap, and do you know what I mean? Like this one, look at, well, I guess kumquat. But this one, it has notes of orange blossom, cactus flower, bergamot, and mandarin orange in the top. Mid notes are lily, freesia, gardenia, jasmine, lily of the valley, white camellia, rose, and peony in the mid. Base notes, musk and sandalwood. Classic creamy musk and sandalwood perfume. If you like things like Crystal Noir or Oxygen or Pure by Alfred Song, which I think smells very similar to this one. Even if you like Guestère or Jeanne or Modern Princess, same kind of musk, but this one's not fruity and it's much more floral. I definitely noticed the white camellia, because there's something about the florals here that reminds me of the perfume from one of them called Camellia, but without the vanillic touch that you get in that one. And then the gardenia, I think the gardenia and the freesia, you can kind of tell the orange block, you can kind of smell that this is just a big bunch of creamy white florals, but soapy and perfectly sweetened, like not too sweet. It's not at all screechy. Very pretty, very clean. I just thought I smelled lovely. So yeah, it's definitely one of my wear it to a dinner date with the ladies kind of scent, that one. I'm just gonna see, I can't remember. I'm just gonna try and make this a little bit more. I mean, I probably should stop fiddling at this point, shouldn't I? Because I'm just making a real pig's ear of it. Um, but anyway, that was my week. The only other thing I wanted to mention, look at the size of this. Roxy sent me some more samples and things, and oh my goodness, and pen sprays and all kinds of stuff. So I am going to be having so much fun. I'm filming this on Saturday. I've already tested some of them out by making videos about just like another show and tell video, or well, quite a few show and tell videos, because there's some sets of things here. So I'm going to be doing some videos just showing you guys what she sent me, and then you can let me know if you want to see proper reviews of any of them. But anything that isn't like Atari nightmare, and anything that I like, so anything that doesn't have the classic modern aroma chemicals that drive me up the wall, chances are I'm going to be testing them, and you'll see some of them here. I will have at least 4 of them to talk about next week, because I have been testing some of them. But yeah, the wonderful Roxy has just been spoiling me again. So yeah, let me know what you wore. Let me know if you've got any of these. What have you been breaking out that has just made you so happy? Because honestly, like, these made me so happy. So happy. Those are my 4 stars. They're like, already want to rewear them. Already can't wait to wear them again. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for listening to me rambling on. I hope you had a lovely week. If you're not already subscribed, we're trying to get to 3,000 here. It would be amazing if you would. I know most people who watch my videos aren't actually subscribed, which is always crazy to me. But I mean, I can't talk. I sometimes think I'm subscribed to people that I'm not, because I get them up in my feed. So I just assume that I'm subscribed, and then one day I'll realize I haven't actually subscribed. So I get it. Thank you to those who already subscribe. Thank you to all the wonderful people who are always commenting and supporting my videos and my expansive hobby. You're all wonderful. I hope you have a lovely week. I'll see you next week, and I hope you enjoy me and my husband rabbiting on about perfumes in in the video that's coming up on Wednesday. All right, guys. Bye.